Nuketown Zombies, like Tranzit, in this day and age is extremely controversial, though it's not talked about nearly as much due to the fact that Nuketown is overshadowed by Tranzit figuratively and literally in terms of reception and size. So without any further ado, allow me to tell you my thoughts on Nuketown and what I think. So, starting us out is the lore. So this map takes place at the same time as Moon. This is apparent because of the fact that during the game, obviously events from Moon happen, but allow me to explain all of that. So a group of CIA and CDC operatives are dispatched to Camp Edward, which is the location of Nuketown, to take note of the damages done by failsafe nuke that went off. It should also be noted that chronologically this map takes place after Alpha Omega, as both are in 2025, and obviously in Alpha Omega the nukes went off which destroyed Nuketown, and this is a result of that. However, due to the fact of different timelines, I'm not entirely sure if this is the exact timeline where Alpha Omega happened. Regardless, it is some fun food for thought. Anyway, though, during the CDC or CIA, depending on who you get, time at this map, Richtofen gains control of the ether, and at the end of the game, the rockets from the moon hit the Earth. Like, the fact that this map's lore ties in so well with the gameplay. On round 25, all the zombies' eyes go from orange to blue, and then Richtofen becomes the announcer. If you go up to the bunker, you can hear Marlton inside of it, which proves my point that this is after Alpha Omega, as Marlton is in the bunker in Alpha Omega as well. You can hear the horn from Tranzit. Every 5 rounds, you can hear Richtofen on the radio talking about his grand scheme. It's just so sick, and it's so awesome, and it gives me chills every single time I play this map. How a survival map can do this for me is beyond me personally, and it really makes me wish that we had other maps that did this exact thing. Can you imagine if, like, during some of the BO3 Easter eggs, there's a survival map mirroring and taking place parallel to an Easter egg? Can you imagine how cool that would be? A man can dream though, right? Anyway though, the lore in this map and the lore tie-in with the gameplay is just something awe-inspiring and something I wish would be done in the future, and one of the reasons why I really enjoy Nuketown. Like, the difficulty is my favorite part about this map. This map will put you through the ringer. It's like this for a reason. Nuketown is very different than normal survival maps. The map size is extremely small and cluttered. There's boxes all over the place. There's burning cars. There's burning houses. There's wood falling, blocking your path. There's debris everywhere. This map is a nightmare to train on purpose, however. This map was designed like this on purpose. It's supposed to be a hardcore map, and I know a lot of people hate it for that reason. However, I am one that really enjoys this map. Not one because of the fact that it's difficult, but you can also choose which round you want to start on. Yeah, this is possible in town as well, but the fact you can choose you can start on round 20 or 10 is just so cool to me. And the fact it can get you better at zombies, like I was talking about with like Shangri-La. I was calling that map the ultimate map to get better on, but honestly I would argue this is, because behind the greenhouse, I believe, is the best place to train by keeping a certain door closed. You can pull off some absolutely insane moments. You can get better. You can learn the zombies' movements. You can realize that zombies stop running on round 25, some of them, in order to make it harder to train and be able to get zombies in a bundle. It's done like that on purpose to hone your skills. There's just enough space to where it feels like if you go down, it's your fault. Not because the game freaking screwed you over because of the shitty doorway placement. It's just really good design in my opinion. I understand the random perks, which we'll get into in a minute, is stupid, but the difficulty of this map is just really cool to me. And I really like why this map is so difficult, because it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be a challenge. It's meant to push the player to their limits, to get them better at the game. There's no bank. There's no gobblegums. I like gobblegums and banks as much as the next guy, but they're not on this map because this map is supposed to be a challenge. The only thing I would change is adding maybe a Hellhound round, just balance things out a little bit, because I will say, if you don't get jugged till round 25 or you die from lack of ammo, both those things are very possible and they are stupid. But we'll talk about that stuff in just a minute. Anyway though, I do like the difficulty, and I assume some of the people watching this possibly like it too. I'm just a fan of it. I've always liked Nuketown Zombies. The aesthetic of this map is also second to none. I really like the whole destroyed aspect of it. It really fits in with the world Black Ops 2 is taking place in, the destroyed, completely tarnished world. It blends in really well with Tranzit and Die Rise, buried to an extent. It looks amazing, and I really like the fact that the sky is like gray. You can see the perks flying down. I love the animation of the perks flying in, like as a nuke. It's just so cool. And then when the perk machine actually hits the ground, fun fact here, it actually kills the zombies, but it respawns them, so it's actually kind of a detriment in some areas. Anyway though, the aesthetic of this map looks cool. The gray sky, the giant smoke tornado, like the fire tornadoes, the fact that the lore ties, it's just so good, dude. It's just so good. There's not really much to this map, so we're pretty much almost done, but I do want to talk about some quick trivia. This map is the only map that has the M27 inside of Black Ops 2. The M27 is also in Der Eisendrache and Zetsubo, but in Black Ops 2, it's only on Nuketown. And the M27 is a really good gun. It's my favorite AR in the game, and another reason why I really enjoy this map. Also, this map doesn't have the Carpenter power-up or barriers, so this is the first map in history that doesn't have barriers, if you want to count that as a pro, you know, to make it even harder. Now that I'm done talking about things I like, let me talk about the things I didn't like. As I'll talk about earlier, the random perk spawning. I'm going to defend this map's difficulty, I will, but I won't defend the random perks. I was complimenting this map for the difficulty, and I will continue to do so. However, I even think it's stupid that there's random perk spawning. It's possible to get Juggle around 25, which is, you know, if you're good enough, you can technically avoid it. However, what you can't avoid is not being able to kill zombies because you can get double tap or pack-a-punch. Also, the fact that the locations are completely random for the perk machines, so you can get double tap and pack-a-punch all the way across the map, or you can get Jug all the way across. It is a little obnoxious. Quick Revive is guaranteed in solo, thankfully, but it could use some serious improvement. But of course, as I told, I really do like the animation of the perk flying in. Another thing I don't like is the lack of playable characters, the fact there's no Easter egg, or the fact there's no new perk. All that's really nitpicks. This is a survival map. But anyway, it has enough lore inside it, a little small survival map to keep me satisfied, so I'm really not going to complain too much. Well, that's about it for Nuketown. I love this map, man. This map is absolutely underrated. And this is going to piss a lot of people off, but this map is in my top 3 favorites for this game. And I think for good reason. This map's difficulty and lore significance, as someone who actually really likes Moon's story, this map is really an awesome treat for those players, including me. It's absolutely awesome, and I really will defend Nuketown. A great map and a great zombies game. And overall, a great time all around.